happening, sketchy people? My name is fucking Ryan, and we're here for another episode of Sketchy Corner. Today we're going to do what I am going to call the Monster Mash. Now, this isn't the song, the Monster Mash. This is basically me taking characters, actors, actresses, anybody out there, and making it a monster twist. So, for the first episode of Monster Mash, I decided to take my favorite Overwatch character and turn it into a monster. The character I chose was, of course, Tracer. Tracer's one of my favorite characters on Overwatch, and the little times that I played her, I just loved playing her. Just jumping around, shooting things. It's really the only character I've played. Unfortunately, I don't play enough Overwatch. What I was looking for when I was making the monster Tracer was that the main thing about her is her speed and how she can jump from one place to another. Okay, we'll mash Velociraptor, which you see the bottom half of her being a raptor-like features. Now this is supposedly makes animals faster in the animal kingdom. I'm not a zoologist, but artistic wise, whenever I first think of somebody that's really fast, I instantly think, oh, we're going to do bird legs and a tail. Got it. So then I added the head. I took an idea from Pitch Black, the movie. The aliens that they had to run away from and all that, they had the hammerhead-like heads. So I built the base of the head as like the T-Rex slash Velociraptor, and then built out the eye stalks, just like the creatures off of Pitch Black. Now I'm at a part where I started working on the hands. I hate hands. When I was first doing the hands on this creature, I was going with the three-fingered dinosaur bit. That's what I was trying to accomplish with that, but that didn't work out too well. The one thing that I will say about three fingers, it's really weird, mostly because whenever I do draw hands, they always end up being the five-fingered person. I did think it was going to be difficult at the time. I honestly thought that it was going to be simple. The problem was that the thumb, once I added it, it just didn't feel right. You see how I draw out the limbs with squiggly lines. I found out a long time ago, if you make the limbs like springs, that you do little coils all the way from point A to point B, you could figure out the muscular structure easier, or at least the positioning of the limbs. The more techniques that I do, where you actually try to use close human anatomy, and doing the coils helps out a lot, especially when you're doing weird backward legs. Because it doesn't use the same human anatomy, I have to go off of the coils to figure out somewhat of a skeletal structure, muscular structure for legs. But now I got to the feet. The feet were pretty fun. I, of course, thought the first thing when doing all this, chicken feet. But I thought for this one, we'll keep it more simplistic. Give her just two toes on the front with the one toe in the back. I wanted to take the nails that are off of the raptors. The also familiar big toe curl nails. And those are just so iconic to the raptor, I thought, okay, let's throw it onto this creature just to give it a little bit more scarier feel. So at this point, the backstory for the Monster Mash Tracer was that she basically went through a experiment of some sort and got transformed into this thing, which in most aspects of this creature you can't tell much human feature off of this, except the chest and thighs and some of the arms. But that's really it as far as human features go. So now I made the gun arms. I didn't really think of the gun much until I got to this point. It's fairly similar to both the designs of Tracer's gauntlets and gun mashed together. Her gauntlets actually come out like a fin down below, a very fat fin. I exaggerated it out. The iconic chest gear that Tracer has. I actually found this fairly difficult. I don't know why, but it's mostly trying to get it to form around the chest and trying to match it as close as possible to the original chest piece off of Overwatch. Try to get the human part correct while adding this piece onto the monster. Tech stuff to me it's 50-50. It really depends on how I'm using the tech in the drawing and how it turns out. And that's the thing I love about doing monsters in general is I don't have to build it off of a certain anatomy. So if I was creating a human character, I would have to base it off of human structural anatomy and all that. But with monsters, I can build it off of whatever I want. I can mash different creatures together. I can get different creatures' abilities put into one creature. Just basically make it whatever I want it. It's pretty much all the possibilities are sky high, and that's what I enjoy about it. And there you have it. This is the Tracer Monster Mash. Thank you guys for watching it. I hope it was as fun as much as it was for me. And if you have any suggestions for any new Monster Mash videos or just quick sketch, put a comment under the video and we'll take your suggestions. And as always, stay sketchy, people.